Everybody to another fantastic Tuesday here at the Overwatch Watchers Brawl. We are going to be hopping right into the action here a little bit later than we're used to starting, but the game we have today focusing on the Toronto Tidepods versus Off the Map eSports. For your casting entertainment, I will be Sir Waltham, and on the other side of the table, I'm going to have Aries with me. Aries?
Oh yeah, it's always great to be on the other side of the table, even though we may be in different countries, but you know what? We always are welcome at the Thanksgiving table here at the Watchers.
There you go. I like to hear it. Now, before we go ahead and get started with the real-time festivities here, we do have our usual pre-game interview here. Actually, as I say that, looks like our pre-game interviewer will be splitting from the server for just a minute. We're going to see if we can get them right back in, have a few words with us. But Aries, looking at these teams while we still got a little bit of time, last time we saw OTM looking very dominant, and I believe it was a pretty fast game series for them on the last set they played. I believe it was last week.
Yeah, and you know, maybe they're having a fast game that time, but you're facing against Toronto Tidepods right now, you know, my hometown, and you're facing them kind of here, not being biased or anything. But it should be a great matchup. Toronto's a very tough team to face, and they have a certain playstyle different to some other teams. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they play out against OTM.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to seeing it. Also looking forward to finally getting that sit down with Salt Shaker here from, I believe it was OTM. Salt Shaker, how you doing today?
Yo, what's up? Salt Shaker, Arista Specialist for OTM. Just ready to run it down, you feel?
Yeah, I feel that. The specialist title, I like that. I like that handle. Now, you guys were pretty dominant in your last bracket, as I was just talking with Aries about. How are you guys feeling going into this game moving forward?
Feeling this game, I queued up some comp yesterday. That's all about the practice we needed.
So, right on.
Yeah, we're ready to just go in, run it down. Gonna play some Ash, probably.
Oh,
we'll see
I
what
like
happens.
All right. Looking forward to it. That being said, you kind of beat me to my next question. It sounds like you guys aren't going to be running as much goats or the the strict triple as we might be used to seeing here from some other teams.
Oh no, you'd catch us dead before we play goats.
I like hearing it, and hopefully we're going to see some solid gameplay. Have you guys done any research on your opponent, or are you guys just kind of in here just off the cuff?
I don't even know what their name is.
All right, well, that being said, I'm going to look forward to seeing that. It looks like we are just waiting for a few more people to come in from your team here. So I'm going to ask you the trademarked Waltham sandwich question of the day. You have to choose between two meats to put on your sandwich. Vegetarian, vegan options notwithstanding. Do you go with turkey and bacon or bacon and avocado?
Well, avocado's for the week, so I'd say turkey bake.
There you go. There you have it, folks. From the Salt Shaker himself, it's going to be turkey and bacon. All right, Salt Shaker. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I think we are just about ready to get cracking. I'll let you go ahead and regroup with your team if necessary. But thanks for coming in and having a few words with us.
All right, gnarly.
Good luck out there. Now, Aries, as we were talking about, these teams going to be some fierce competition, both going 0-3, if I remember correctly, in the first main bracket round. Toronto going 3-0 against Urgency, Off the Map similarly against Unchained Obsidian. We're going to be starting at Hanamura. How are you feeling about these teams?
You know, personally, I've casted Toronto before, and they are a very, very solid team to cast. I love casting them, and it's very interesting because they've had really, really good games where they're very tight and it looks like their comps are excellent. And they also had those games where it doesn't seem like they're just in sync. I'm hoping we see them in sync today, and I'm hoping that we can also see OTM in sync as well.
Yeah, there is a lot of talk about OTM kind of being one of the top seeds for this tournament here. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think Toronto Tidepods might be having a little bit of the underhand, but nothing is out of the realm of possibility. I look forward to seeing them put up a damn good fight for sure.
Oh yeah, and you always want to see it here in these top 8 of the upper bracket. Cannot wait to see this going. Both teams went 3-0 in their first round, correct?
Yes.
Yep. And thank you for being my fact checker. And it's going to be great to see these two teams battle it out here. And yes, I'm Canadian. But we're going with this, and I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. A 3-0 team versus a 3-0 team, ready to duke it out. See who's gonna not remain 3-0 and who's gonna go to the losers bracket and see if they can battle out there to bring it up, possibly to the finals of that.
Yeah, there's always the possibility that if one of these teams gets knocked out, we might see them go against the same team here. So we might see another Tidepods OTM situation moving forward if, say, Tidepods gets knocked out and then brings it all the way through the losers finals, or even if OTM gets knocked out and then they have to meet somewhere in the losers bracket as well. Certainly a possibility. It's not out the realm of chance here. We are just waiting on that one last player, however, as the new event did drop. It's taken some people a little bit of time to get into the servers. And Storm Rising, I gotta say I like it. I always talk about the weather on maps, and that map has some really nice weather particle effects, if I say so.
Yeah, it's been very rainy up here too, you know. not really even in the game, just just looking out, it's a little damp, just a little wet, a little moist, not enough to be able to go for a jog, but it sucks, but no, whatever works. But like, can I throw in some controversy with that sandwich question?
Sure. I like hearing it.
What if you don't like, what if you only like ham and like cheese on your sandwiches? Like, what if you don't like bacon?
The bacon statement alone is controversial areas. I'll warn you, you're walking in dangerous territory with the line of logic going down. But I have to follow up. It depends on the sauce. I feel like if you sauce it right, maybe a little bit of mustard, that'd be fine. But I don't know. Last time we saw somebody say a basic, I think it was a turkey and lettuce sandwich. They got roasted in Twitch chat. So I'm just trying to help you out, my man. I'm trying to have us all on the same page here.
I don't know, chat. I'm just saying, maybe like some warm up, some Thousand Island dressing, put it on there.
Okay.
That's
yeah, we're
pretty good.
A little bit of variety there. Speaking of variety, the map of choice for tonight going to be starting off on Hanamura. Of course, that nice 2 control point or assault map if you prefer. I'm going back to my Team Fortress days here, but the assault map Hanamura are going to be moving forward. Of course, we do have the rest of our map pool available. The other assault map going to be Horizon Lunar Colony. For the hybrids, we have Eichenwald Hollywood. Control point's going to be Lijiang, Busan, and Ilios. And then finally, for our full escort maps, it's going to be Junker and Gibraltar. And surprisingly, did not see a lot of Eichenwald yesterday. I was expecting a lot more. I'm hoping we're going to see it from OTM and Tidepods here today.
Oh, yeah. And I cannot wait to get to these votes and whatnot. Speaking of voting, there is that MVP poll in the chat if you want to go vote for it at the end. Probably want to hold on to that for a couple of maps, possibly. Maybe till the end max. But you want to get that done at some point to vote to your favorite player of this series. And it's going to be interesting to see who you guys vote for.
Yeah, absolutely. The viewer's choice, sometimes a little bit different from the caster's choice. The casters tend to have their kind of view of things. We don't necessarily see what the cameras are seeing, so it's nice to know that the audience is kind of paying attention and telling us where we're going absolutely wrong. But hopefully we're going to go right as we go on to Hanamura here. It will be off the map, starting off on attack, and I'm curious to see how they're going to be blazing through the map here, or if they're going to get held.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if they are going to get held, or if they're going to be able to push straight through like a steamroller. We've seen teams be able to take this and just totally dominate, and I think it was the record one. I think it was in like a minute 10 seconds or something like that, where they're able to take both points. And there's been full holds where there's been no ticks, and it just depends on the teams.
Yeah, lately we've been seeing a lot of very quick Hanamura caps. So I'm hoping that we kind of get those high number rounds again. I know my caster voice will be dying because of it, but in the end, I think it's a little bit worth it for the Overwatch gameplay, as it is as a heads up for those of you who are looking at the team players and thinking, man, one of those names does not necessarily look like the rest. The Lucio for Team Off the Map will be referred to as Spooky from here on out. Just so you know, we don't have to say Kirby face or open parentheses, character, caret, dash, caret, close parentheses, etc. It's just going to be referred to as Spooky from here.
By the way, that name is how you kill casters when you don't tell them how to say that name.
Yes, the purpose of me saying that was twofold, just to make sure Aries gets it. I always watch out for my co-casters, and to let you folks
Aw.
at home know that as well. Ooh, an interesting pulled pork combo coming out here from OTM. I like seeing it.
Oh yeah, and here we go. The Nayland's actually going to be posted up on that top post with that Widow, and there's going to be that Bastion actually pulled up, and he's actually going to be taken out very quickly by Nayland. They're going to be able to post up over here is OTM on this attack. But that's the Metro, a very interesting pick for attack, and Nayland's also, or Nalan actually, is also able to get that Symmetra, or not Symmetra, sorry, Sombra very quickly there. They're just going to push straight onto this point as OTM, but they are going to be denied a good bit here. Arizona able to get spooky there on that. And it's not looking good for OTM right now.
Yeah, pause coming out right out of the gate. Worth noting that Nalan doing really well on this Widow to get those early kills, and there is no mercy, meaning that the reses can't come through. That real burst damage you have that hits kind of right out of the gate can be really effective. You like to see it. Overall, I'm really content with that play. And so far, it's looking not bad for Toronto, but this is only the first push, about 45 seconds in.
Yeah, it was a very, very nice adjustment from them to notice that they were going onto that top, that building over there, and able to adjust to it and to be able to counter at that point with Nolan able to hit some really, really nice shots there. And able to take down two there, that Sombra and that Bastion. And here we go again. Yuya was able to get a nice fire strike over there onto Salt Shakers, taking that shot a little bit early in this game.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing the rotation come through a little bit haphazardly from OTM. Cam as well as Badger going to be stuck up top. However, the teleporter coming in, going to give a little bit of relocation. We'll see if it works out for him.
Yeah, and let's see how it does work out. The teleporter is actually going to be hit a lot by Vision there, going to be taken down. And Book's actually just going to put a little bit of a nuisance here. And they're going to be pushing up onto this top point again as OTM. That Bastion still. They're going to set up here and looking for that damage to get it straight onto that barrier. Not able to get much out of it. Nolan's able to get that Sombra again for an early pick there. It's a nice shot from him. And they're just going to play a little bit of footsie right now. Just waiting for this to come in. He was able to take down Spookies. And AQ's E1 is actually going to get demech'd here. And goodness me, I do not like these names. But...
yeah, absolutely. And I really liked what we just saw here coming out of Badger. We saw the Bastion posted up on the cliff side of the top balcony area, and while the entire team of Tidepods is kind of focusing on, you know, kiting that Bastion's damage, you see Badger sneak around from behind, pull in the D.Va, and when that happens, the D.Va just gets shredded by the Bastion who's posted up there anyway. And then from there, really, the defense kind of crumbles. I liked it. I like that angle manipulation there. We'll have to see if Tidepods can play it a little bit cleaner.
Oh, yeah, and that's definitely going to be key for this right now on the second point. Because they definitely need to get this. And to be able to get some momentum going into that second half. See here, Bear does have his ult, and so does that Sombra on Bach. But... there's also 3 ults on the Tidepod side, but they're getting damaged heavily right now from that top part. But that's going to be a huge EMP, and there's going to be that Sombra to counteract it here. Razor's able to take down Yuyo there. Very interesting pick there. And Razor's actually able to take down another one. They're going to jump down onto the site, and there's huge kills coming out onto the Tidepods right now. It's not looking good for them at all right now. They got 5 minutes, and they're about to take this point. Is OTM. Razor having huge effects on this fight right now, and he's continuing it. And OTM take round 1 at 2-0.
Yeah, and when you see a Civ walk out onto the field, especially on attack, you know that teleporter is going to be the biggest key component of that game. You like seeing that teleporter be able to relocate the units wherever they need to go. And in this case, we saw the Bastion take the high ground twice, once on the first attack and then once on the second point attack. And it was effective both times. There wasn't really a whole lot from the Tidepods to deal with it. And it's really kind of shaky. What do you do once the entire bunker is located in that position? You can try to dive, but it might just be the D.Va at that point, because that's the only one who can have a really good chance to reach that height.
Yeah, of course, and you also get melted by that Bastion. At that point, when your shield goes down, you also got all those other heroes there, and that Orisa, of course, has that steady fire, and you're just going to go down so quickly at that point. What do you do? Like you said, like, what do you do at that point?
Yeah, it's kind kind of one of those things where it's more a game of prevention than a game of reaction. You really do not want to let that happen. Because once it does, we just keep hammering it home, there's not a whole lot that can be easily done against it. So overall, kind of a little bit of a masterclass on running that sim coming out from OTM. And speaking of masterclasses, they're going to do a gravity masterclass here, just showing everybody that the gravity map, or the gravity on the map, still does work. And going to be moving forward here with a little bit of change of comp now.
Of course, and OTM has 452 on this map right now. If it does go into overtime, and we're hoping so, because I'm hoping for a great match right now, and I know the Tidepods have it in them. And let's see if they have it in, see if they believe it in them themselves right now as they go into attack here on Hanamura.
Yeah, now it's going to be box 6 on that Widow, perhaps showing the opposing team how their Widow chops are. But again, the defensive Bastion this time around, perhaps a very powerful staple of this comp. No Orisa barrier, however, so it's going to be a little less of a bunker comp. Will have the Baptiste Immortality field, though. And now we are going to be seeing the teams just kind of shimmy up here towards the choke. Not a whole lot of push coming through from either side. Cam getting brought dangerously low. Might want to be careful with that sim just in case they do need a quick repositioning here. Cam going to be brought up to full health, and Yuyo going to be diving in headfirst. But not really much punishment out of there. The rest of the team going to be following up in suit. Kind of like to see that outward flank. Saltshaker going to be taking down Arizona, though. That is going to be a lot of healing gone for the offensive team.
Yeah, and this Sombra can play a huge factor in this, but Bar able to get that Sombra taken out very quickly as soon as I say that, but Tio is looking for a little bit of push here. They're going to go onto this point with that Winston heading the charge, but just these turrets are just doing everything right now. Cam's actually going to be taken down, though, as soon as the turrets. IQ is going to take down Spooky as well, also a trade from Razor at that point. And just back and forth kills right now. We're going in the way of OTM at this sudden point, but they do need a little bit back off or actually aggress right now. That'd be kind of a perfect timing for them. It look like they may be taking my advice here. Box but really hit a really nice shot there on Nemati, but 2 kills gonna come in as soon as I say that for back and Bier and Bach there, and Saltshaker's actually gonna be taken down as well. Now looks like it's gonna be this first point captured for the Tidepods, and we're gonna go into a second little thing here. Second point.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Tidepods were able to, have as much maintenance onto the point after they had lost the fight, or after the fight had kind of petered out, because it was looking like they were stalling for a while with nobody really recollecting it. It felt like that was an opportunity OTM had to really kind of take advantage, but then again, there was only so many people left on the field for OTM, and we're going to dive right into the second point assault.
Oh yeah, very much. 3 ults, actually 4 ults basically at this point going to come out. The Primal Rage, and so is that Dragon Blade, and so many ults going to come out, but Tio is looking really good right now. Tio on the KO right now, and they're going to take this second point. Oh my god, I just brought out a boxing reference in Overwatch.
Yeah, that was some massive snowball potential coming in from the Toronto Tidepods. You like to see it. It just looked like, because that first fight, or the fight at first point, went on for so long, it just wasn't really in OTM's favor to get reassembled and get their positioning the way they needed it to. And really, the advantages of Bastion are that once he gets set up, he can just be such a powerful spearhead. But if he doesn't get set up, he really starts to show his weaknesses. And we kind of saw it happen right there. OTM not quite able to get set up, and Toronto going to absolutely capitalize, actually having more time in the time bank than OTM.
That's actually very surprising right now. And hockey may be in the playoffs right now, but I feel like we're watching a basketball game. Because of high scoring, I feel like this is going to be 5:21 on the time for TO, the Toronto Tidepods, and 4:52 for OTM eSports. This should be very interesting. And both teams have actually been running this Baptiste, which has been somewhat new, actually the newest hero added, and it's definitely really kind of killed goats, which is a lot of people love that, and then some people are like, yay, now our team has to decide what to do again.
Yeah, no more easy picks for team comps coming out here. But speaking of team picks coming out, we're going to see Badger on the Roadhog, the pulled pork again, this time without a Bastion. Box 6 going to be hopping onto the Soldier 76, perhaps trying to do a little bit more mobile of an attack. Can't say I disagree. but Maddie on this Junkrat, also an interesting pick. Going to be providing a lot of burst damage if he doesn't get shot in the face by Badger first.
Ooh. Interesting that OTM is actually not running that Bastion right now. It worked so well the first time they ran, but they're just going to spear dive right into this point right now with that Orisa and that Roadhog. The Hook's not able to catch anything. He's actually going to get slept as soon as that happens. And Bar's just getting so low, and Box actually going to be melted and headshot there by Nylan. And Cam's going to take down IQ, and kills are going to be coming in for OTM right now, and they're going to be able to take this point really well right now. It looks like they're going to be able to do it more, and Maddie is just not going to have it at all.
Yeah, looking at the DPSs right now for the team, specifically Box 6 as well as Maddie, I'm not including Razor or Nalan in this. They really haven't been that efficient at building up their ult charge. Of course, Maddie got immediately first picked, but Box 6 just not seeming like they're able to find a whole lot of damage behind that big old beefy Reinhardt shield, which has always been kind of the issue when playing up against these tanks. But Razor going to be going very aggressive on the spawn.
Oh yeah, and both teams have actually been really aggressive on these second points, and here comes that Reinhardt, and Bar's actually going to be able to take down two there, and Soulshaker's going to add to another one there onto IQ. And that's going to be the Reinhardt and that Zarya, the great combo there, and Vision's actually been taking down the not much vision for him right now. And this is looking very good for OTM right now. They're going to be able to go onto this third tick, and there's only two players for Toronto on the point right now. Maddie's getting melted, and so is Yuyo. It is not looking good for Toronto right now. OTM.
Yeah. It is just the time stall for Toronto right now, but they're not going to be able to buy too much off the clock, maybe about 20 seconds given all of those collective pushes. But man, we're already seeing it get to 2-4. I'm anticipating Toronto going to be going pretty aggressive, trying to keep up with the time bank of OTM. And I think they could do it, judging by the first point cap. If they're able to kind of make it a little bit brawlier, a little bit scrappier, like they kind of caught OTM off guard with the first time, I think it's definitely doable. They're going to have to really kind of hustle on the point. And whether they're going to change their comp up is also a factor to consider, because so far I think we've seen teams come up with slightly varied comps each time.
Oh yeah, and like last time they didn't go with the Bastion, and it worked to perfection. Maybe just tweaking it that tad bit instead of having that little bit of a stationary Bastion, just going with a different hero and making it a little bit more mobile, and that definitely worked with that Symmetra, and definitely going in and diving on it, and it worked very well. And like I said, they dived in so quickly onto that second point that Toronto basically had no chance at that point because they were just so staggered.
Yeah, it's when the stagger comes through, especially when you have the attacking team so close to your spawn, and you just have to continually fight 3v6 or 2v6 or 1v6. It's a very insurmountable seeming task. But we're going to see quad DPS coming out from the defense OTM here with just the Baptiste as well as the Winston kind of holding down the tank and support slots. Going to be curious to see how this plays out compared to the little bit more divey composition coming out from the Tidepods.
Oh yeah, and we'd love to see that diving, and we've actually seen it a good bit so far on this Hanamore. And it's a little bit of a Sombra duel here in this little corridor. Looks like neither one's gonna really win it. It's actually gonna go down very, very much here, and gonna be brought back to life basically from the Baptiste on Spooky. And they're just holding him right now on this choke point with Cam and that Torrent.
Yeah, that's kind of the hard thing about the dive comp, is that it's not going to have a great time at getting through this choke, so it's really going to have to be onto the Tidepods to get through. But as Yuyo goes through, it's going to be a quick shred.
Oh yeah, and so is same thing with Vision there, and it's a trade onto Salt Shaker, but it's not really going to do that much. Cam really looking for a hammer there. Oh my god. Oh my god, the BM.
Looking for it, not going to quite find the kill. Box 6 going to be cleaning up, but Spooky dropping that amplification matrix perhaps a little bit earlier or a little bit later than was necessary. You think that you'd like to see that saved? I mean, the Baptiste is already up to another 29%, 30% now looking forward. So not going to be too detrimental, but still maybe a resource they could have saved for this next push should things get hairy. With Box 6 going down, it just might. Ooh, a massive sleep on the Badger here.
Oh yeah, Varian, here comes a huge hack right now on both teams. It's gonna be very interesting. Salt's actually gonna go down very quickly there by Yuyu, but it's actually had a lot there, and two heroes gonna kill each other there. The Genji He's gonna go, and Yuyo is actually able to take down Spooky there. Another one with that Primal Rage, and Cam's gonna go down as well. And Toronto is looking very, very, very spicy on this point right now. And they're possibly gonna be able to take it.
Yeah, it looks like they will coming, judging by the kills coming through. Razor going to be the last one standing, but will not be living for too long. Looks like IQ going to be dropping just to get that mech respawn for the time being, and a few more ultimates going to be online for the Tidepods going into this next push compared to OTM. And we've seen kind of how an ultimate advantage can really work for the favor of teams in these 2CP or assault maps here. And wow, Yuyo really aware of that Razor on that Sombra.
Oh yeah, and he got yeah, and he got really decked there for that. Razor not really expecting that much damage, and here comes actually a Winston counter on that Reaper for Cam.
Ooh, Salt Shaker taking himself off the map.
Going for a little swim in the city. Maddie's able to come up with a double right now. They're gonna come with a triple onto Bach. Yeah, Maddie slicing and dicing right now.
Yeah, that was a rather large misplay off the back of Salt Shaker that just kind of really enabled the team of Tidepods to just capitalize right now. But they still haven't gotten the point quite yet. Just a few more members to get rid of. The tight regrouping from OTM going to be crucial here if they're going to retake it.
Oh yeah, and it does not look like they are at all. Round 4 complete. Like I said, it may be hockey night in Canada right now. This definitely looking like a Toronto Raptors game.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm kind of like shaking my head at that play by Salt Shaker. It gets the primal, pops it, tries to zone out Yuio, but in doing that, over jumps and flies off the side of the map, really opening up with no main tank. That is a crucial loss. That was just, I mean, we're going on to our third set of rotations now, and that's gonna be ridiculous. Both teams still have 2.5, 3.5 minutes left on the clock.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see what these defenses change up to get this stall, and defenses have not really put up much of a fight. To say, like, yeah, they've had Toronto, didn't they have one hold on the very first point, and then just kind of didn't go that well from there.
Certainly seemed like it, but yeah, it's again, we're going to be seeing the Bastion Orisa comp come out for the defense. So going a little bit back to what we saw earlier, not necessarily an unforeseen pick.
Oh yeah, very much. And OTM's going to set up on this top little building here with that Bastion again, and that Orisa and that Roadhog. It's going to be interesting to see. Also with a Mercy there for that damage boost, and interesting to see what's going to happen here. Also with the Hanzo on Bach.
Yeah, I'm not going to be seeing the Widow this time around. The Mercy going to be there just for the res up capabilities, making sure that the defenders, if they lose somebody, doesn't get punished too hard. But speaking of punishment, Maddie getting shot in the head by Cam.
Oh yeah, and on the point a little bit there, just making him a little bit nervous that there's someone on point, but it's going to be taken out very quick.
Yeah, and now I'm going to really be trying to kind of do a little bit of scouting, give the Tidepods kind of ideas as to where the positioning for OTM is going to be. And a nice hack coming melted out.
Yeah, very nice hack, but Yuyo is going to get melted in midair. And Arizona's actually going to be going down. IQ's going to get demeched, and there's that push just done very quickly. Just dismantled. As soon as Yuyo got melted in the beginning, it was over. And speaking of Yuyo, he needs to back off. He gets very, very close to being staggered heavily there.
Yeah, it was very touchy there for a moment for the main tank player indeed. And that looked really good at the very initial beginning moments of that fight for the Tidepods. We saw the hack go onto the Bastion. It looks like the Winston just left a little too early and got shredded before the hack could go all the way through.
Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen here. So I'm also going to be coming online. This is actually the long game. The 2 picks are going to come out very, very early for OTM right now. And there's that Dragon Bach. Able to take down one, and then with his fist, he's going to rule with an Iron Fist right now on Vision, and Bach's able to find a third on a Nailin.
Yeah, and if I'm allowed to speculate a little bit here, keeping an eye out for the Nano Blade is going to kind of be Tidepods or is going to be the thing that we're going to be seeing from the Tidepods if they want to win this push. We see Salt Shaker kind of going in from behind, trying to get a little bit of a sneaky Orisa damage coming in. And we're going to have to see if this Nano Blade is going to come through, if they enable it to really get that damage on the point.
Oh yeah, and like you said, that Nano Boost, or that Nano, the Nano Dragon Blade is going to be coming out right here, right now. See how much it can get. And looks like they're going to be able to take this point, possibly. They're going to have to backtrack. Is OTM right now. Looks like they're going to try to do that right now. They're going to try to take over this point again. They're in overtime right now, which is very good for OTM on this defense. Vision's able to take down Salt, and Spooky's on that Mercy is going to go down. And it looks like Toronto is going to be able to take this point and move on to the next with 30 seconds left, and they need to get on the move on right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they see Badger, though. Badger coming in from behind on that Roadhog. Maddie was not able to clean him up on that Genji. Maybe trying to go for an early Roadhog pick. That could be absolutely crucial. It's going to have reinforcements from Razor. See if they can get it off.
Well, the early picks are just coming in by themselves right now. Bach and Cam able to get him. And there's that Winston nearly going to go down there. Here comes that Diva Bomb. Not able to get anything. Now looks like it's going to be this round over with 5-4 Toronto.
Yeah, luckily we saw that Toronto was able to get some progress and even get a point onto the board, meaning that it's not going to be ending in a draw for them. But they do have to basically full hold the first point against OTM, who still been looking very good. Both teams been looking very good on their attacks. The defense kind of been a little bit lackluster, I think, from both sides. But it's not out of the realm of possibility, but given what we've seen, it's pretty unlikely, if you're asking me.
Oh yeah, very end. That was some good defense over by OTM on that last round. But let's see if Toronto can have a better defense, which is going to be so hard considering the dive capabilities of OTM and what they've had so far. It looks like Badger possibly going to go on this Widow. Possibly. But
yeah, might be seeing it. Of course, I believe we did see them on Widow the first time OTM had the defense to a moderate success, if I'm allowed to say so. And once again, the dive composition coming out from the Tidepods. Not necessarily sure how this is going to play if the composition we're seeing from OTM is going to be consistent. A lot of damage angles to really worry about with these long-range characters, as well as Razor just able to cut and zip so many different directions. I think it's going to be kind of a tough ask for coming through here from the Tidepods unless they're really able to collapse on one of the weaker characters.
Yeah. And Reaper's actually going to come out from Badger to see how this affects it right now. Are they just going to go in straight for a dive? It's a possibility with that Tracer of on Razor, and it looks like they are going to be going for it. And damage is going to be coming in from Badger right now onto these tanks, and that Sombra going to be coming in very quickly, but he's going to be backed off a little bit. They're going to get headshot, but not going to be taken out. Box able to get Maddie, and there's going to be a trade onto Badger as soon as they switch off of him. And they're just going to dive in.
Yeah, the kill's coming through onto Badger. A little bit tense for 1Q, not going to quite be able to kill the Reaper themselves, just have to back off. But now that they've given up a little bit of point progress, the kills are able to come through for the Tidepods. They're going to recover, but they gave up a tick already, and they still have a handful of pushes to go. We're only at 2 minutes 40 for the attacking team.
Oh yeah, this is just going to be a barrage of pushes, and the success that they had on that with the picks and the limbs coming in, they were barely able to hold that at that point.
Yeah, and Badger getting kind of caught up in that.
Oh, Vision!
Getting nice kills onto Razor.
How did he have the awareness for that?
Some massive game sense, it seems. And right now, OTM looking a little bit disorganized. The nano boost going on to UEO just for a little bit of sustain and damage increase. Perhaps trying to get that primal out early so they can CC all these soft DPS targets.
Oh yeah, and it looks like Toronto's just trying to hold on right now, and it looks like a very good job of it so far. But see how this push goes in. IQ's actually going to be taken down by Razor with that pulse bomb, and Spooky's actually going to be rezzing Bach here, and Cam and Razor are also going to go down as well. And there's going to be that much, but it's able to get enough to stall out that fight and end up just taking down the fight at that point.
Yeah, wow. Tidepods doing a pretty good job dismantling what they needed to there. Badger getting brought dangerously low means he had to use the take a breather from Roadhog. Considering they had the Orb of Discord from Vision, going to be seeing the tire come out. This might be a good chance for a little bit more damage to go on to OTM, and it is going to land.
Oh yeah, onto Cam on that Pharo, which is a very weird target for that, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever works and whatever you can do, but
yeah, I'm very sure Maddie's not going to be complaining at this point. And right now, it just seems like OTM's getting piece by piece here, not really going in as a group and suffering one by one because of it.
Oh yeah. So you got that Pharo. Badger's actually going to go onto that Lucio. Cam's going to be taken down again, but this time by Vision on that Zenyatta. Valkyrie's going to be popped here from Spooky. And Cam on that early pick though, and Box going to be gonna take down Maddie on that Junkrat. And there's 30 seconds left. Toronto could actually do this right now.
Yeah, this might be the turnaround, however, that OTM is going to be needing. We see Box 6 on that high ground. That is a very dominant position, plus the Rocket Barrage coming through, landing some kills.
Oh yeah, and the kills are coming in right now for OTM. And may have I spoken too soon. It's just nailing New Orleans. I don't know, but
yeah, it's going to be a cap for OTM, but they still have to take this point with one push, and that's a little bit tough. The only ults they're going to have online, Razor and Box 6, maybe Salt Shaker if the fight goes long enough. I always say that. But they're going to be going up against 3 fully built ults that are ready to go right out of the gates. So it's a tough spot all around, but the EMP coming out going to prevent those ults from sneaking by.
oh yeah, and the 3 kills gonna come out 4 now, and that's just gonna be a clean sweep for TO right now. It's gonna be very, very good for Toronto, and that's gonna be it right now. It's gonna be a draw.
Yeah, wow, I was not expecting that, and I'm flabbergasted. That was a fantastic draw coming through from both sides. You know, I said that the Tidepods had a steep road ahead of them trying to get this win, and they didn't quite get the win, but they certainly got the draw, you know, to their best efforts.
Oh yeah, very much, and this is just a reminder, we're going to be saying this probably after every map. Remember to vote for your MVP of the series. Granted, that was the first map, and it was a draw, but you can always vote for your MVP. Might want to hold on to that, but you can get it in chat, I believe. And it should be great to see who you guys vote for. Yet again, Sir Waltham said it earlier, our MVPs may be different from yours, and you can also just see how much wrong we are, and then you can roast us in chat. But that's what you guys are there for, right?
That's pretty much what the Twitch audience is for. It's just to tell the casters how wrong they are. Our job is to have them to have somebody that they can tell is wrong. So it's a very symbiotic relationship. We work together, us and Twitch chat Aries. It's a lovely thing.
Yeah, very, very much is.
But
Goodness.
now that we saw the tie on Hanamura, that does mean no bans are going to be coming through, at least in terms of heroes. Tidepod, since they did get to pick the starting map, will get to pick once again. Not going to be able to pick 2 CP. But with that, I'm curious as to what the next map is going to be. I think that I have no idea what to expect out of these teams. Both Widows looking pretty decent across the board. You know, we saw some solid play coming out of, I believe it was Nalan at the very beginning of Hanamura, getting 2 or 3 opening kills on the defense phase. So, I mean, as well, it was, I believe, I want to say Box 6 on the Widow, or it may have been Razor. I lose track all the time. I'm a D tier caster at best. But I still stand by my statement that we saw some superb Widow play coming out. I would love to see maybe going to Ilios if we luck out and get Ruins. That'd be pretty nice. As well, I think that Gibraltar would have some very good opportunities for those kinds of snipes as well.
Oh yeah, you love your Gibraltar, I love my Ilios. I just want to see some great Widow play, and that's probably going to be certain so far in this series. Depending, you never know, there are no saves or bans, like you said earlier, since there's a draw. But next time, let's hope there's not a draw, or you never know, maybe it's tight enough to where it is, and then that would be very interesting to see what happens there. I don't know. I don't even know what happens when there's a double draw. But you know what? We'll see when it comes. Possibly it comes. You never know. But since there's no pick and bans, we may end up seeing a Widow ban later on in this if there's a certain Widow that's starting to pop off more than the other and they just don't want to risk it at all.
Right. I think that's going to be a little bit more dependent on the map choice, because I doubt you'd choose to ban Widow on something like, I don't know, maybe Busan or something like that. Well, there's that one downtown phase in Busan that's a little bit Widow dominant, but we can even see typically Ashes run there. But moving forward, we are going to be going on to Lijiang Tower to start. So that will be the next map. We're going to see these two teams brawl it out. Luckily, there could be no ties here. So we're going to see some points get on that board at some point, Aries. I promise.
Woohoo! It was a basketball game last time, so I saw some points, but we're not seeing any points being up right now on either team's names. But we'll see you right here.
Yeah, there's the concept of win the battle but lose the war. That one is kind of like, don't really make any progress in the war, but absolutely destroy the battle. Those were some pretty good scores we saw coming out of both teams. 5 points is something I'm never going to complain about.
Yeah, and it was very, very high scoring and very fast paced, which is very interesting to keep up with. And I just love just commentating these teams because of how they have different play styles and how they play with each other. Like we saw OTM bring out the Symmetra and the Bastion to go on that high point and then go with that like little tiny bit of a spearhead. But you know what? Not really doing having the Bastion a little bit in the back sights and just going straight forward with it, and it actually worked very, very well. And they actually changed it up later on the different point, and it worked very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Looking forward, looks like we are going to be seeing the DPS Pharah. Well, I guess they're always DPS, but we're going to be seeing the Pharah come out from Maddie. Now I'm going to be hopping onto that Widow, maybe anticipating an opposing Pharah as well. Will not be the case. You're going to be seeing Salt Shaker on the Orisa, Cam on the Diva, so a little bit peculiar tank choice here, but we'll see if it ends up paying off for OTM.
Yeah, I never know. Maybe they're not expecting it, and Nolan actually possibly could get a shot there, nearly hitting that headshot onto that Tracer here. He's just going to get bombarded right now. Probably needs to get out of there. He's trying to. He's going to get help from his Winston over there, and he's going to be able to possibly survive this in this glow corridor. The control point's going to be unlocked right now, and OTM is going to have early advantage of it a little bit here. Badger on that point. Able to get a good bit of progress on it, but the kills are coming in straight for TO right now. Yo, able to get 2 there. Nolan's actually going to fall to Razor, getting pressured so much, probably just going to end up falling at that point. Ike's able to get Bach onto this point, and TO is able to take it first. Badger's able to get a little bit of pressure on them, but going to be a little bit of a nuisance, but not able to do enough to keep it off.
Yeah, one thing that really was kind of to the credit of the Tidepods there was the peel. Massive peel coming through from Yuio.
Oh yeah, and Badger's able to get a nice pick down to Nolan right early in this fight, right for the pickings. And Yuio is going to go down as well there. Badger, how does Badger get Arizona? Either a heads up play or a fat finger, but either way it worked. Badger being a really big nuisance in this fight, able to get those picks in the last little kills there. Stealing some final blows. Nothing wrong with it, but
yeah, absolutely. One thing that the Tidepods are gonna have to be careful of course, not just getting blown up by that Diva bomb. Arizona gonna be getting the hack, preventing Maddie from getting res up. But the EMP is gonna be coming out from Razor here. Maddie's gonna have to be very careful of that not getting brought out of the sky, especially with that rocket barrage. Aside from that, 1Q not going to be able to have the Matrix up if that hack does go through, so definitely something to keep eyes out for.
Oh yeah, Nolan with a nice shot there on the Badger. May not be a headshot, but that doesn't really matter if it's a nice shot or if it's just a kill. But here we go with this barrage grenade coming up. No, that EMP is going to stop it right now, and the kills are coming straight through for them right now for OTM. And that's just going to be that fight right there. And they're going to push up a little bit here, possibly going to back off. Yes, they are.
Yeah, a little bit of an investment there from OTM, but if they're maintaining point progress, maybe they're feeling a little bit comfortable with that. They did drop the supercharge for the EMP as well as the Valk at the very beginning, as we saw the pick come out. And Maddie going to play this in closed-in area very well, getting the pick on to Spooky. But the back cap's coming in.
Varian. It's actually going to be a one-on-one duel right now in this. Never mind, it's not anymore. It's going to be 3-on-1, but that looks like it's just going to be retained by OTM. And Maddie's able to take down Badger, which has been a huge nuisance. And honestly, Badger's been really the difference so far on this point. Cam's able to take down Vision, but not before getting traded out. Uses that Diva Bomb, and Nolan looking to pressure this Mercy, and TO is able to take this point with just brute force at that point. Not much finesse, but no, they don't need to be tripping in finesse.
Yeah, absolutely. Spooky going to be getting pushed up on here by Nalan and company. And we're really kind of seeing this dive come to fruition here when the Tidepods have it in their belts as it is. They're ready to just kind of lock down and collapse on a target. Otherwise, if they get spread, if they get dispersed a little bit, it kind of starts to show the weaknesses. But they're still looking pretty competitive moving forward.
Oh yeah, very. Maddie's gonna take a little bit dip off the mat there. It's the second time I think he's had that, but a huge EMP gonna come out onto Toronto. Killing the Yu-Yo is gonna be the result of it. And damage gonna be coming up, but not much else from it at all. And Badger gonna go with that Pulse Bomb's not able to get anything. Nolan's able to take down Badger on that Tracer v Tracer duel, and TO is approaching OTM's score right now. It's gonna surpass it and gonna get into that 9 pop lead, and most likely the last fight of this point.
Yeah, especially with the number of ults coming out from Tidepods. If Nalan able to get this stick onto somebody crucial, it could help. Not going to be landing onto anybody, however.
Here comes that sound barrier. The D-bomb's not able to do anything, but the sound barrier is going to be able to prevent a good bit. Yu-Yu is actually going to go down out of the map, and Maddie's able to take down 2, but not before getting traded out by Cam, and there's going to be huge fights there, and Maddie's actually going to get res, and so the res is going to come out from the Spooky on the Shawl Shaker, and this fight is very huge. Everyone's actually going to go down, and this might be the point for OTM, and it looks like it might be. Vision's just going to try to be a nuisance. Again, he's not going to be able to do it for long, and here comes Yu-Gi-Oh back onto this point, and Maddie's going to take a dip off the map. Vision's not going to be gonna go down. Badger's also gonna go down to on the train, and it's gonna be overtime right now. Toronto with it right now, and they'll be able to pull this back right now. Is that Diva on the point? Is not able to do that much. Actually, is gonna be able to get Razor, and it's gonna be secured for Toronto.
That is amazing. Toronto. I was honestly locked on to Nalan on that Tracer for the back half of that map, and I was just mesmerized by the target focus that came through. Really focusing Spooky on that Mercy, making sure that the reses couldn't get off. As well, the healing just gets nullified for the team. Razor and Badger not looking like they were able to kind of perform as they were in the first half once Tidepods got repossession of the point. But now, interesting, we're going to see the Mei come out for the Tidepods. I like this, but I'm curious how they're going to play it with Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, and there we go. Now we're going to see the swaps onto the Ryan Zarya. This is a little bit more what I was expecting.
Dagummit. Why do you guys always bait the casters? Come on.
Yeah, have to absolutely have the bait. Once again, no pulled pork combo coming through from Salt Shaker and Badger. But
they've done it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Nice hack there onto Arizona on that backline by Razor. And Vision's actually going to take down very early into this fight. And Kill's going to be coming out all over. Toronto is just falling right now. The Tidepods, sorry, Toronto wasn't falling, but, you know, City can't really fall. But,
yeah, and Tidepods perhaps just not able to really utilize that too properly. Mei works very well when the enemy team is having to come through the tight choke hallways, but once we saw Nalan kind of press through that hallway with the rest of their team, they lose the ability to really get a lot of leverage out of that Mei wall. And that's exactly what we're going to see. Badger taking a dip off the map. A lot of map deaths coming through for OTM.
Yeah, that's very, very shocking. Nolan's able to get a kill there, and kills coming in actually for Toronto. The kills have been coming back, not really back and forth, but the sweeps have been coming backwards and forwards. It's just Badger alive, but after he got reset, and we're just gonna go down finally.
Yeah, Badger gonna be switching from that Doomfist to the Lucio. Perhaps they're looking to just get the point a little bit quicker. That Doomfist not able to make a whole lot of work. Ooh, a nice Mei wall coming out as that amplification matrix comes out as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, Razor just trying to get over to the side and able to do really much with it. And Cam's gonna get caught out in the open here, and great wall there by TO. It's gonna work very well. And here comes a huge hack onto the 5. And that can be right now. Yu-Gi-Oh's gonna go down. There's gonna be that Reinhardt. Spooky's gonna get traded out in that Baptiste. And the wall and the Blizzard able to clean it up. And Toronto's gonna be able to stick around just a tad bit longer on this aggression. They're gonna be able to push up to around, I'd say 65% by the time they're actually gonna go over to the point. Probably more. They may not even touch the point at this rate.
Yeah, an interesting thing, Nalin dropping that Blizzard really going to help separate box 6 on that Mercy from the rest of the team. Grabs coming out, we'll see how it plays.
The sound barrier saved Toronto there.
Absolutely.
Great play by Vision there, having the vision to get it, but
yeah, indeed, going to be some very good plays coming through for the support ultimates. The Mei wall coming out, Cam and Badge are going to be separated, not really going to be capitalized upon though.
Oh yeah, and there's that Reaper and that Brigitte duel over there. Maddie's going to be taken down from it on that outside little exterior. Vision's going to try to get a boop on him, but it's not able to get it fast enough. So Reinhardt's shield is going to go down. They're going to be able to push up straight onto this point. It's going to be 90%. This may be the last fight of this map. And see what's going to happen. Toronto's looking for that little bit of pressure. Vision's just going to be able to push up into that little court. No point over there. And here comes OTM Razor with a triple there to bring it off. And Mr. Clean, where are you at? It's a clean sweep. Toronto is out of here.
Absolutely, and Razor going for that Death Blossom, immediately gonna get stunned by Maddie, but then quickly just shotgun blasts the Brig to an early grave. That being said, it felt like that was a lot of effort just for OTM to really get any progress. Cam perhaps pushing a bit too far forward off the back of that grab. When the Mei wall comes out, you like to see that. The Immortality field gonna come in a moment too late.
Oh yeah, and Cam's actually gonna go down there. And very interesting stuff, and TO's nearly captures the point there on that back. And ults galore right now. The Blizzard's gonna come out, see how much it can get out of it. Not much. It looks like IQ's gonna be able to take down Badger on a trade with Arizona, and this just all-out brawl on this point. The sound barrier is gonna be used for Toronto right now, and here comes that grab. And the supercharge not able to do anything, and here comes the ult here on the Death Blossom, the Beyblade of Death, and it's just that Diva straight onto the point. See if they can catch him out here. And it looks like they might, that Doomfist, or sorry, not Doomfist, Baptiste, able to not really get that much here. Yeah, overtime right now, TO is able to take down this point and possibly this map.
Yeah, it's just going to be Cam. There will be a stagger on the point. It's just going to be the trickle in coming in, and with the Mei Blizzard kind of zoning out, it's going to be very brutal. Badger kind of getting bullied this entire round. Actually got solo shattered earlier by Yuio. You kind of hate to see it if you're that one player, but a nice sleep dart coming out from Arizona, not going to give Spooky the opportunity to get the EMP off, and Tidepods going to take the first scoring map of the night.
Oh yeah, of course, that Hanamura being a tie, no teams get any points for it, so it's 1-0 right now for Toronto, and Razor going to get the play of the game.
Yeah, looking that way. And overall, this was this looked competitive. There were times where I could have swore OTM was going to take it, or at least hold the point, especially on that first sub map. You like to see it, but in the end, it just looks like Tidepods looking a little bit more prepared, or at least a little bit more proficient in what they were playing. And no disrespect to either team, solid plays coming out. I'm definitely a lot happier than the games I've seen these teams play before, just because it's not 3-0 sweeps.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be very interesting because those maps were back and forth. You know, Toronto had that very much advantage in that second point there. But the first point was very, very contested, and of course, Hanamura was a draw. You're gonna see what happens here. Of course, Toronto Tidepods are going to get to ban one map. Okay. Horizon Lunar Colony is going to be that one, and OTM is going to be able to select a map, and it's going to be Eichenwald.
Yeah, Eichenwald is going to be the next map we're hopping out onto. And honestly, I always say it. It's always kind of half hope, half expectation from Eichenwald, but I think the far as foreseeable on Eichenwald here, this hybrid map kind of tends to favor it on that first point, and even a little bit on the second point, when if you have a defense that's posted up high onto the castle during the streets phase, you're able to kind of deal with it efficiently with that far who's able to reach the high ground, as well as have some massive burst damage come through. So you like to see it. That being said, curious what the bans will be. Protection going to come through for Lucio, meaning that both sides going to be able to have the Brazilian DJ coming through. It looks like Tidepod's going to be choosing to attack, meaning they will now be on the red side. They will be on the right side of the screen for those of you folks at home who cannot quite yet see the colors online. But, I mean, I like Eichenwald. I really like this pick. I anticipate at least Ryan Zarya is going to come out for the third point.
Oh,
we see it.
No Zarya.
I eat my words. Zarya is actually going to get banned. Going to get banned by OTM.
Why, Waltham? Why did you do this to us? The caster curse is true.
Just look at it as me using the caster curse to prevent goats from being that predominant. All right. I see it as just an opportunity to kind of freshen things up. So you're welcome, Aries. You're welcome, chat. We're going to see a little less goats comps come through today. That being said, there's still some possibilities coming through for what you can run without the Zarya. I'm just curious if they're going to run Rhine, Diva, or if they're going to run more divey comps. I know Hammond is sometimes a fun pick on Eichenwald. I love seeing it.
Oh yeah, and there's different variations you can do with all of these. And it's, like you said, it's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to be able to bring out and what they've been working on. Sometimes they may throw something out there that they've possibly never even tried, or that they tried it a little bit, but they want to see how it works in an actual game, and you never know. You're up one map, so Toronto may end up doing that, and OTM may end up doing it as well, seeing what works. But you also need to remember that OTM is back, their backs up are against the wall right now, or at least about a foot away from the wall at this point, since it's 1-0 to Toronto. But Toronto is up a little bit. They cannot really afford to give up this map to go back to a 1-1. So each team needs to possibly bring out their best here to get this map.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of nice when you talk about this map, because there's a little bit of variation you can do, especially on the first point. You can have that bunker comp as we saw on Hanamura, that both teams kind of know how to play and play around. But you can also run something a little bit more Rhine shield focused, where you're holding up front towards the archway. You can hold up with Orisa on either sides of the pillars. Typically we see the left side. And I think I overall like the variability. And then once you get onto the streets phase, again, as I mentioned, a lot of different possibilities coming out for that as well. There's a lot of long sight lines, a lot of high angles for something like a DPS hit scan to come through. McCree, Widow, Ashe, something along those lines that can have high burst damage. But I think we're going to be seeing the teams roll out right now, and it's looking very curious. We're going to be seeing the Bastion comp come out once again for OTM. No Hog, however.
This is going to be very interesting. They've ran a Hog pretty predominantly so far in this series. It's going to be interesting, like you said, to see what they're going to be setting up with on this and see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's still anybody's game here moving forward. We look and we see both these teams going to be prepping to, as you said, bring their A game moving forward. I don't think anybody wants to lose one map. I'm sure Tidepods would like to keep their momentum moving forward, and they're going to be running out with looking like a Goats composition, but now I'm going to be subbed in for that Zarya on Sombra. Might just be doing a bit of scouting, however.
Possibly. That's been very much the case so far in the series, especially in Hanamura. Let's see what they do here. The Sombra was actually very well used on Hanamura. See what they can do here with it on Nolan.
Yeah, and we are going to be seeing this sim get set up with those turrets. However, it's going to be kind of skirted here by Tidepods, who are getting some kills right off the bat.
Oh yeah, and this pharmacy needs to get something going right now, and it's looking like it's not able to prescribe much at this moment at all in OC. And Toronto is just getting, they're just bullying themselves straight onto the point.
Yeah, a blistering first cap from Tidepods here. Box 6 fortunately going to have that Rocket Barrage if they choose to stay on this Pharah. Curious as to if that's actually going to pass. It looks like it will be for the time being. But now the Bastion going to be posted up on the high grounds of the Eichenwald Castle. So, very good advantageous spots for the hit scans I was talking about. Usually talked about more of a sniper character, but Bastion still works just as fine on this high ground.
Oh yeah, and here comes that
Barrage is able to get 2 and is able to set up a bunch more. OTM, nearly a clean sweep. Arizona gonna stay alive, but you know.
Yeah, overall, a solid rocket barrage from box 6. We're going to be building up the next one already, almost at 40%. I heard the sleep dart come out from Arizona, I imagine, trying to land onto Bach. Not going to quite find anything for the time being, but Arizona going to be having that ult in pocket, really wants to stay alive until they can get it off if they choose to use it this push.
Yeah, that sleep dart did get close, if you're ever wondering, but no, not close enough. A lot of damage is going to come out from that Bastion on Toronto. Barrage is going to come out from Bach. He's able to find one, and Sawshake is able to follow it up. And so is Reezer. And
Yeah.
Toronto not doing that well right now.
Yeah, and it's kind of not surprising when you're running a Reinhardt against a Bastion that has the high ground. How do you get your main tank up there? There's really no way aside from running a sim yourself, but the Bastion is just going to mow everybody down as soon as they come through the teleporter. So really, I think it's going to have to be on to the Tidepods to kind of deal with this Bastion, overcoming that high ground. Yeah, 1Q might be able to go up there and pester a little bit, but the Matrix only lasts 2 seconds, and even then, Badger's still going to be able to do damage. Box 6 taking another nap.
99 Sweet Prince. But here we go. Toronto looking for some oh my god, momentum here. Looking for that res is gonna come out early onto Canada. Not gonna have that resurrection for this fight. Riser able to get a quick pick there onto Yuyo. And that is not good for Toronto. They're just gonna have to back off immediately after that Reinhardt was taken out. And Yuyo's actually gonna switch over to that Whistle, which has been a load of his cover pick so far.
Yeah, and you know, looking at Toronto, this is kind of a best case scenario for them. They had 6 ultimates online. Yuyo and Maddie going to be switching means they'll only have 4. But Nalan on this Sombra EMP really kind of gives the opportunity to get a massive EMP to disable just everybody. And with Cam dropping early, that's really going to open things up, provided the res doesn't come through.
Oh yeah, Riser's able to get a double there to stall this fight out again. Thank goodness Toronto was able to take that first point very quickly, because his time has been dwindling right now.
Yeah, the time bank is getting slimmer and slimmer for the Tidepods as we move forward. And, you know, worth noting, OTM kind of been doing a good job about not using their ults unless necessary. You've seen Box 6 kind of use the Rocket Barrage 1 or 2 times. But other than that, they've been very conservative. The Valkyrie coming out every once in a while, but it's absolutely not detrimental here.
Oh,
nice
and a
combo.
huge diva bomb there. Like you said, great combo, and on that EMP with it. On that barrage, and that would get anything. Toronto rolling right now with 2 minutes left to get this point on their way to the third point. They're on the second point right now.
Yeah, and I really like that all it took was just a 2 ultimate investment coming through for Toronto. Just the EMP and the Diva Bomb. Nano Blade coming out now for the next fight, however. Or Nano, just the Nano.
Yeah, and Razor able to get a double, triple there. He's able to triple it up there. He goes to Poker Table and he does it all. And Badger is able to get in 3 there as well. 1 with the Sentry turn. You love to see it. You hate to see it if you're Maddie, but
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, I think that maybe the communication just wasn't there between Arizona and Maddie. May have thought the blade was online. Usually we like to see that combo come out to get some really high damage. Can be very effective against bunker style compositions too, as if you have to leave the bunker to avoid just getting slashed in the face. But now we're going to just see the primal as well as the blade come out. But now I'm getting an early kill on the Cam might help out here.
Yep. And let's see what's going to happen here for them. IQ's able to take down Razor very quick. Fight that is going to be picked up on Razor on that Bastion. His Sawshake is actually going to go down to Yuyo. He hasn't had that much success on this one, so but he's finally able to get him. Maddie and Arizona's also able to file it up with it, and so is Null and Violet in the cabinet. And this looks like it's going to be the second point going as soon as this 30 seconds point hits, and Razor are going to try to go for that little bit of a hero Bastion play on OTM, but it's not really going to work out at all. Maddie's with a nice dash there onto that Mercy, and Razor's just going to be taken down there.
Yeah, Arizona really kind of the hero there. The hero play trying to come through from Razor, but the Sleep Dart going onto that tank mode Bastion as soon as the opportunity arises, going to be making him take a nap throughout most of the tank form. You like to see it, negating that ult as well, allowing your team to continue to press forward. And pressing forward, it seems like Toronto will continue to do.
Very much, and they're looking to get this to go to at least overtime for them. And the Tidepods are rolling a little bit here. Yuyo's in the back lines, and they're on the Chandelier. And wow, this gives a whole new meaning to the song Chandelier.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks like Tidepods not quite ready for that. But Rays are going to be taken down. I imagine the rest going to be coming through from Spooky. In fact, it will going to be maintaining that positioning onto the Chandelier that has been pretty dominant. And that's a hard platform to land. Unlike the majority of what we've been seeing, that Chandelier only has space for the one Bastion. So there's not a whole lot. But as I say that, we're just going to see the entire team pile onto the next Chandelier.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some really good steel on Eichenwald. Anyways,
some Hardy steel, might be some Damascus steel, something along those lines. But once again, a lot of ults coming out for the attacking team. Oh, nice 2 kills.
Badger, and oh my God, Matty! He's able to get a triple. He's able to get a quad here. And Toronto is going to be able to push this up. Mr. Clean, where are you at? That is a clean sweep. And Toronto is able to get that 3rd point.
And most importantly, they're able to get that 3rd point with a few seconds left on the clock, meaning that if OTM finishes the map, it's going to give both teams are going to have another chance here. Just under 8 seconds from Toronto. That is splitting hairs at this point.
Very. 7.9. Wow. That's very interesting. They're not going to have any time to capture the next point. They will have that 30 seconds.
It's really going to be kind of how well Toronto can hold this first point, as well as if they can cut time off of Street's face. Because you already know that you've completed the map. You're feeling comfortable with that. But OTM, you don't want to let them have any time at all. So really, the areas to shave off time off of are those areas that I mentioned before, the first point and then Street's face. And I think Tidepods can do it. They've been pleasantly surprising me today, and now I'm saying anything is possible, 100%.
If you believe it, it can be done. As long as there's a dream, it shall be done. Anyways, enough of my motivational.
And we're going to be moving forward here. Now on the defense, the Tidepods are going to be running the dive tanks. Not so much with the dive DPS, however, Nalin on the McCree, Maddie into the air with the pharmacy combo. Arizona playing the Mercy this time around. I honestly really liked seeing the sleep darts come out from this support player, but maybe they're not feeling it going to be as necessary here. Razor once again popping onto the Bastion, accompanied by Salt Shaker. Some fat hits coming through from Maddie right out of the gate.
Oh yeah, very. Let's see if they can follow it up here with some more of it. And it looks like OTM just gonna dive in here. It's gonna be a far-on-far battle, but that team is gonna go a little bit intertwined with it. A lot of Toronto is held up in that little room over there, the little building, but tavern possibly. And IQ's actually gonna get demech'd here early on by Razor on that Bastion, and Toronto is just trying to hold on to this very well, and yeah, the kills are just coming in right now for OTM, and Razor gets revived, but Boki's gonna get taken down in that trade onto Nolan, but it's not really gonna be able to do much. This pirate ship is going to set sail for the castle of Eichenwald.
Yeah, and now Maddie going to be switching onto that Genji, feeling the far up, maybe not the best against this rapid fire hit scan. Nalan as well hopping onto the Widow. The dive going to be trying to come through here, I imagine, from Yuyo and IQ. And we've seen some pretty good plays coming out of the tank players from Tidepods right now. Don't forget, tell us who you think are making good plays out there in the Twitch voting panel. Always got to plug that whenever possible. But that being said, this pirate ship going to be moving forward. The dive coming through, not quite able to clap onto Razor too much quite yet. There it goes.
Oh yeah, Razor, like you said, finally going to go down. So is Yuyo on that little bit of trade. He's been traded out a lot on that then. Go whatever you need to do to get Razor on that Bastion down. Baron's also
Absolutely.
gonna go down.
And we are going to be seeing the kills start to go in favor of OTM. It's going to be Box 6 giving the big fist to, I believe it was IQ right off the map. But things might be starting to switch in favor of Tidepods, as now they're going to be getting some massive kills.
Nailing. How? A double headshot there on the Razor. And wow.
Yeah, the cart's still making progress, though. Box 6 going to be taking out Maddie mid-Dragon Blade.
Oh, you hate to see it. Didn't even finish the voice line.
Yeah, and we've been seeing a lot of good Doomfist play coming out of Box 6 so far this map.
Very, very much so. And we've actually seen a lot of quality play from each player so far in this server on Iconwald right now. IQ's going to be taking down Cam. And Maddie's also going to get traded out by Salt Shaker. And Toronto looking to hold on a little bit here. IQ looking to dive that Bastion. Probably not the smartest move whatsoever. We're going to use that Diva Bomb. Not able to get any kills with it, of course. Nolan's actually going to go down here by Bach, and Bach's going to get traded out very quickly there. And here comes this tank.
Yeah, the Transcendent's coming out, not going to be able to save these softer characters from a direct impact tank shell. But only one's going to be going down. That will be Maddie. Cam going to be knocking Yuyo off as well. And right now, it's looking like OTM just taking their time and still being pretty comfortable with this. IQ going to be trying to stall it for a little bit before they get pistol whipped by into the back of the head by Badger.
Oh yeah, very. Yeah, you don't really like to be pistol whipped. It's not really the funnest thing in the world.
I certainly imagine so, and it's just a little bit of stall trying to
Razor
from the Tidepods. Razor not going to be having it though.
He's able to get a quad there at the end of it. And Toronto needs to get something. They need to get some traction going right now. OTM is just stomping them. And they definitely need to get it. And this would be the time and place to get it at, as they are around the last bend here, the last macaroni. And they're going to go into this rhyme with Yuyo, see how much success they can have with it now, and switching off from that Winston.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing how Yuyo can play on this round. Going to get burned down immediately after the stun comes out. And right now, only kills going through onto Spooky. The Immortality field already down though.
And Razor able to get a double there. Badger get a res Spooky. That may be this point. And it looks like it is.
Yeah, it's going to be. It looks like it will be going in favor of OTM much quicker than it was in the Tidepods. Box 6 being a fiend on this Doomfist. I do not know if Tidepods were perhaps prepared to play against this.
Oh no, not at all. I would not be surprised if they ban Doomfist next, if they do get the chance.
Yeah, very map dependent. If you have those wide open areas, Doomfist not able to really utilize those punches as much as you might like him to. But really, I think I would have liked to see, and again, hindsight, always perfect vision, but I think the Mei and a Hog combo coming out from Tidepods would have been very interesting. You have the Mei to kind of lift the Bastion up with the Ice Wall, then you can get the hook by the Roadhog. The Mei can freeze the Doomfist, making him a very easy target once he gets within that melee range. The Hog can also hook and disrupt the Doomfist. Maybe not the characters that Tidepods are the most comfortable with, but I think it would have been a certain shake-up, or at least made Box 6 be on their toes a little bit more, as we see the Doomfist jumping in so recklessly sometimes.
Yeah, it looked like he had full control over that over here on Iconwald, and definitely had those close-in areas, especially on that last point where he just went off. And there was times where he'd get a double, or even a one or two times where he got a triple, and it was just like Toronto couldn't do anything about it. Let's see if they can make some changes here.
Yeah, they are certainly going to have to do something about this attack phase. They have a minute to get as much progress as they can, and we're going to be seeing them rush out here. And looking like they're doing just a little bit of scaling. Nalin again on that Sombra. Going to be switching on to McCree once they see the Pharah play coming out.
Oh yeah, and here we go. There's Bach on that Pharah, and wonder what he can do with it. Was able to do a good bit last time, and here comes Toronto with 30 seconds left to try to get this point. That Bastion is going to be so crucial. See if they can get it down very early here.
Yeah.
They're not even touching it so far, and they need to possibly get a little bit of a hurry up going. Probably don't want to rush it too much, but
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna wrap around from the inside. The Orisa just gonna be rotating the shield. A lot of people getting knocked off, getting pushed in a bunch of different directions, gonna make it very hard for Toronto to make any progress as Razor cuts these heroes down.
Oh yeah, they're not even gonna get on the point there. That's round 3, and Toronto needs to have a perfect defense. Absolute perfect.
Now, if they have a perfect defense here, I will lose my mind. To see 2 ties on maps that are
Oh my goodness.
are pretty wild sometimes, I'd lose my mind. I'd be throwing my hands in the air and calling it quits for my casting career.
Please don't do that. I need someone to cast with.
Well, I have faith that this game will be shaking up a little bit here as we see this game move forward. It's going to be an impressive hold if Toronto's able to do it, but it's a 4-minute time bank. That is steep, to say the least.
To say the least. By the way, just go back to your little retirement there. Please come out of retirement every Tuesdays.
Yeah, and once again, as to no surprise lately coming through from OTM, going to be rocking the Bastion comp. Not going to be seeing a sim so far for the attacking team. Usually on the attack, that sim good at relocating that Bastion. Curious how they're going to be managing to buy that space without it. And we're going to be taking a pause here. I believe it's just a quick pause for some biology breaks, as I've heard it called before.
Bio-leaks
and man, I can say I'm happy we're having a break. My voice just needs to rest for a moment here, Aries.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had my I had one of my guardians come in and bring me a tall glass of water all in the middle of one of the fights. Yeah, that was interesting having to go over, and I actually had to talk louder, which hurt my voice even more, trying to reach over doing some acrobatics over here. But
yeah, and the pause, yeah, not going to be very long-lived. The advantage of being kind of in this interim phase can have the breaks be a little bit shorter.
woohoo!
And right out of the gate, once again, the pharmacy combo coming out from the Tidepods, but they're going to have to once again go up against Razor's Bastion, and that is a Razor's Edge you do not like to get close to.
Oh no, you do not. Not at all. Yu-Gi-Oh is just gonna get melted again. He's not gonna go down. They're gonna get very close to it. 20 HP. If I'm gonna go down there to Razor, this is not looking good for Toronto right now. Nolan's actually able to get a pick there. He's gonna get res right away, and so is Yu-Gi-Oh. They have 3 minutes and 15 seconds to get this point. Badger already uses res, and here comes that barrage, not able to get anything. Razor's actually going to be able to get Maddie here, and Razor's also going to be able to get IQ, but Badger's going to go down on that Mercy and Vision. That's going to be Eichenwald done. OTM ties it up 1-1.
That is so unfortunate. There were still three or four members from the Tide standing, but nobody just able to get on point. Once they had started to contest, a large amount was already in possession of OTM. So it only took a few moments of being off the point for OTM to claim the map. And a lot of good reses coming through. It was looking really brawly with how sprawled out everybody was, but it just ended up going in OTM's favor. And I think they're going to lean a little bit more on this Bastion moving forward, especially if we see Junkertown come out next.
They've leaned on it very heavily so far in this series, especially on Hanamura and then now on Eichenwald. And it has been leaned on so heavily with it, because when it doesn't work, it definitely doesn't work. But when they are able to put it together with that Orisa and able to push over with it and spearhead with it, it works to absolute perfection.
Yeah, the score will now be going up 1-1 with the tie between both teams. And we're still waiting for one team to get 3 points, I believe. Otherwise, we will be seeing a tiebreaker map here. unless we see a Tide come through for one of our other maps. But as we go into the pick and ban phase 4 maps for the next round, OTM going to be choosing to ban Gibraltar. Not much of a surprise there. I anticipate that if they're going to be keeping an escort map open, they'd want it to be Junkertown.
Definitely, especially with that that Bastion that they've been running with a lot. And let's see, and Busan's going to be selected here from the Tidepods. See if this Widow duel can be happening on that downtown area. But nothing much really happening for Widow Busan, but I definitely catch some very interesting games on Busan, and it's one of my favorite maps actually.
Yeah, it's a great map. A lot of Widow potential here, as I mentioned earlier in the cast, on that downtown area. And I really like Mecha Base. I like the interiors of it, kind of make it very claustrophobic, so you can kind of see those very close quarters heroes come through to great effects. Side note, we are going to be seeing the teams switch sides, so now the Tidepod's going to be on the left, OTM on the right. I believe that is a switch up, unless I'm losing my mind, which is absolutely the case given how these scores have gone. I'm starting to think that this game itself is just crazy all over.
Yeah, you're not losing your mind this time.
Fantastic. Good to hear. Orisa going to be the saved character moving forward, coming through from off the map. Toronto Tidepods yet to ban a hero, but I'm sure it will come through shortly. And we're just waiting. Any anticipation or any guesses what it might be, Aries?
Toronto ban a hero. Busan is very interesting because you can't really use, I guess you can use Bastion a little bit, but not that heavily, especially on Busan. But we could possibly see that Doomfist being banned. What about you?
I think I'm going to take it one step higher. If we didn't see it protected, I really like the save that came through from OTM. I would have anticipated Orisa get banned, because once you ban that Orisa, the Bastion is just a sitting duck. The Reinhardt can be maneuvered, manipulated a little bit easier than the static Orisa shield can, and even if you're using something with a larger health pool, it has to go down at some point.
Here we go. That Bastion is banned.
Yep, it's going to absolutely be the mech getting banned here, or the Omnic getting banned here as it is. And it's looking like a sub opportunity going to be called in from OTM. And curious to see who it's going to be, who's going to be sitting out this time around.
Different.
Yeah, it looks like Cam going to be calling in for the OTM. They need a new specialist, Salt Shaker, as we had in the interview, going to be the specialist for the team currently. So it looks like Clankmeister going to be popping in. Badger saying, maybe jokingly, maybe genuinely, the Torb specialist going to be coming in. But instead of Salt Shaker getting popped out, it's going to be Razor. So the Bastion not going to be dropped. At least the the Orisa player not going to be dropped. Instead, it will be the Bastion player that we've seen. And Clankmeister going to be popping in for that maybe Torbjorn pick. I'm curious to see if that's factual.
Yep. And as soon as that Bastion ban came out, you saw them ban it, and it should be very interesting.
Yeah, I still anticipate that they're going to rely heavily on that Orisa. Salt Shaker seems to be doing a pretty decent job in holding point with that Orisa. A little bit of a hiccup, I believe it was on Lijiang Tower, where we saw Toronto Tidepods take the map off of OTM, take a map off the map.
Oh yeah, and it was because of being able to isolate that Bastion. That Bastion not able to work whatsoever. They able to take it totally out of the equation, and OTM just were not able to go with it, and that's just how they really won that map.
Yeah, in the words of one of my friends, sometimes it just be that way. And being that way is what we're going to have to keep eyes out for moving forward. Because who knows, with Clankmeister hopping into the comp, what's going to be brought out here from OTM. I think that the Torb may not have been a trick, but who knows? I've been fooled before. And Clank at least hopping on Torb for the time being. I like it.
You like it? Do you really like it?
I only like it a moderate amount. I like Badger on the Junkrat a little bit more. Just at least because the name is thematic. Badger, rat. They're both rodents. At least they're both smaller mammals, to say the least. It's thematic to me. I don't know why. I feel that thematic names are just nice.
Is it what you want? Is it really what you want? Tell me
It's
what
what
you
I
want.
really
Tell me
want.
really what you really want.
we'll get you to get that song right at one of these days, Aries. But seeing the teams roll out, looking onto the side of the Tidepods, the Orion Diva coming out, going to be up against a lot of damage coming through from OTM.
Oh yeah, very much. And Tidepods on Nolan just trying to get these shots in. Probably gonna take, yeah, it's gonna take down this turret there pretty quickly. Gonna be able to move her around very well on this map. Looking for some early picks and able to get some good damage going on. Badger's actually gonna go down the person you're speaking of, that little tiny mammal. And it's gonna be Arizona to take him down. And Claytonmeister, well, we do have a Torb main in here. He's gonna be able to get a double, and so is Bach. We're gonna follow it up with his own double.
Yeah, very interesting kind of what happened for the one kill from the Tidepods. Yu-Gi-Oh got the swing onto Badger, hit him a couple times. Arizona sees that opportunity, hits Badger with the anti-nade, but before Badger dies, drops the trap. Yu-Gi-Oh gets stuck in it, and then Cam absolutely just swarms onto that stationary Reinhardt, whose shield is pretty much non-existent. Very clever stuff going through there. But moving forward, we're going to be seeing OTM taking a little bit more forward of a position. Wondering if they're going to be trying to maintain this middle push here from the Tidepods. Looks like they're going to be going left instead.
A little bit of a different direction for them. And Junkrat gonna come in with his wheel, and it's not able to get anything. I just was gonna be taken down very quickly, and so is Maddie as well, gonna be taken down quickly. And this turn's just being a nuisance, really, for the Tidepods. They're just getting backed up right now, and the kills are just coming in way too fast for the Tidepods to even compute really right now.
Yeah, it's looking very dominant right now. It's so weird because you never see teams play Orisa that consistently, but OTM's pulling out this Orisa on every map, seeming really the most comfortable with it. Salt Shaker going to be here just doing a pretty stable job, to say the very least. And how do you prepare against a team like this?
I really don't know. I mean, maybe maybe scrim teams they're known to be very dominant against Orisa, or watch. I really couldn't tell you how to how to really go against it, but you know that I guess they need to know now. But
Yeah,
Toronto, and here comes the sound barrier.
Sound barrier coming through indeed for Toronto. See if it gives them the healing boost that they need. Yu-Gi-Oh getting very low on this wrecking ball.
Very, and this 99% to the 0. And the Tidepods are not rolling right now at all. It's OTM looking like it right now, and Vision trying to fight on this point on that Lucio. Ike's also able to get Cam with that Tracer, and Toronto fighting back a good bit right now.
Yeah, and it's going to be Badger falling, and it's looking like Box 6 not going to be contesting. They already have 99% point. No need to feed unless absolutely necessary, but that's kind of what's going to happen either way. Maddie getting brought dangerously low, but Arizona there to keep them healthy and happy. And we're going to be seeing Salt Shaker take this upper right-hand positioning coming from their spawn. A little bit interesting considering it was just Salt Shaker, nobody really to back up behind that shield, and the pole going to be yanking Yu-Gi-Oh off the high ground.
Whew. Oh my goodness. Here comes Split. Badger with his, sorry, I cannot compute his name for a second. But Maddie's going to be taken down within, IQ's actually going to be taken down, finally going to get punished here in Arizona as well. And the Tidepods are not looking so hot right now on this downtown area of Busan. It's just Vision left.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh also going to be on this wrecking ball. However, the whole hog coming off, going to push a lot of people off the point. Maddie getting the damage to just come through at the nick of time.
Very much that. Oh, wow. Did you see that? It's like Yu-Gi-Oh playing baseball with Mercy there.
Yeah, the big swings coming through. A lot of ults going to be expended for that box 6, of course, using the whole hog. the Rocket Barrage, I believe the Valkyrie coming through from Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. It's only going to be the Sound Barrier from Vision and the Valk from Spooky at this next fight, although I'm sure a few more ults will be built up in the mid. But right now, it's just a little bit of jockeying for space as we see Box 6 trying to do a little bit of work onto IQ.
Yuyo just bullying Cam there. The top portion there, and Yuyo's being very, very proactive, and it's working right now. See what we can do with it. And Nolan's able to take down Spooky with the aim assistance, and Isaac's able to. And here comes that dragon, not able to get anything with it. There's O's actually gonna use his res, and Samir is gonna come out and Yuyo again on Cam this time. And Arizona's actually going to be taken down very, very quickly for Toronto. And it looks like it's going to be the last fight for this point. It's 9-9 each apiece. And Yuyo has been so dominant right now on this point. It's been really helping Toronto. And see what we can do right now. The kills are just coming in.
I'm absolutely liking this Wrecking Ball pick. It really kind of disrupts the bunker style that OTM is looking to play. And because of it, we're going to see Toronto take this map, at least the first sub-map of it. And that was after pretty much a reverse 100. OTM going to be flipping it for a moment, but not enough to maintain progress and get the full cap.
Oh, well, NA Production presents to you.
Yeah, and it looks like a mistake will be coming through from production. Instead of Bastion being banned, it looks like it's going to be Baptiste for the time being. So a little bit of an error. It's looking like Team OTM is going to be regretting that, which, you know, not really a mistake you like to see happen, and I certainly don't blame OTM. They certainly like to play that Baptiste with that bunker cup a lot of times. And we're going to be, it looks like we're seeing some negotiations take place here. It looks like we're trying to figure out what the best way to mediate or remediate this situation is going to be, whether it's going to be bringing back in Razor instead of Clank.
So was it the Bash? So Bastion wasn't banned; it was Baptiste.
Looking at the chat, that's looking like what the issue was.
Communication.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are going to be looking like we're going to be moving to Ilios, maybe, and having a team reset. Still trying to figure out the best way to mediate this. But I think that we're still kind of waiting here, just buying a little bit of time. And overall, kind of not surprising that OTM is going to be that upset about Baptiste not being on the board. I mean, like I said, that bunker comp can be very beneficial when boosted with the immortality field.
Very. And with that immortality field, you can't take any damage, but you also can reverse, or you won't take damage, but you can also give it, which is very, very nice, especially when you're invincible at that point, and the shield can't break really for that much, or for a time. But yeah, the bunker comps are very, very used, or very, very heavily used with it. So it's going to be interesting to see what the teams do.
Yeah, very
negotiations.
Very much so. It's kind of a touchy subject because, you know, not this, and honestly, this game has been going so intensely, like back and forth between OTM and the Tidepods, that you don't want to kind of drop your hand if you don't have to. Both teams fighting tooth and nail, and I mean, I don't necessarily say I blame it, but it looks like we're gonna be going back to lobby. Just hanging in there with us, folks. We're gonna be seeing it come back in short order.
Huh. This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, very much so indeed. Yeah, we are just doing a little bit of stalling here, but I don't want to focus necessarily on what is happening in the server until we get it figured out and hammered for you folks at home. So me and Aries will just talk casually about my favorite topic, sandwiches.
Oh, back to this.
All right. You get to make one sweet sandwich. What is it?
Anything in the world.
Anything? Just you're gonna blanket statement that?
Does it have to be like a certain thing? Like, does it have to be like Italian cheeses, or it can be like all of it? Like, gotta give me something to work with here.
All right. How about this? You can have. This is hard. Okay, I'm going to be breaking the sandwich rules a little bit depending on how you define a sandwich, but you can have. So, like, imagine a waffle, right? Folded in half with ice cream in the middle. I'm calling that a sandwich. A half dessert sandwich.
And a
Or-
sandwich?
Or you can have a breakfast style sandwich where it is a pancake, or two pancakes, rather, with eggs and bacon and cheese in the middle. Which one do you go for?
I would definitely go with the breakfast one.
Yeah? You're not a fan of the sweet sandwiches?
No, not really. I mean, I love I love waffles, but I don't really eat ice cream that much. I don't think I've had ice cream in like 4 months now.
Logistically, I can't say I disagree. You have to eat it quick, or the ice cream's just gonna be a hassle.
Here's an important question.
Okay.
Either way, it's gonna be the pancakes, but is there gonna be maple syrup on the pancakes?
Let's say syrup is an option for both sandwiches.
Oh, then automatically it's just always gonna be the pancakes. Always. What about you?
Leave it up to the Canadians for sure to have maple syrup be a deciding factor. But
you see, this is gonna be the controversial thing. I don't like actual pure maple syrup. I like the Aunt Jemima maple syrup. See, that's the controversial part about it.
Absolutely. And man, this is, I don't know. I guess I can branch out my banter topics into something a little bit more non-standard. We could talk about pizzas. Where do you stand on pineapple?
Oh, pineapple deserves to be on pizza 100%. I get it on nearly every pizza I get.
I don't necessarily disagree, but I know that is a very controversial opinion. I know that if you want to be safe, you just say, yeah, pineapple probably shouldn't go on pizza. But I can admire a man who stands by his choice of pizza toppings that firmly. There was no hesitation.
No, not my favorite pizza, or what pizza I can get is a deep dish Chicago pizza with extra cheese, pineapple sprinkled in there. Probably I'd say like 1/4 of the pizza's or probably like 1/8 or whatever is pineapple, and then there's also got to be a good bit of ham in there. And that's my perfect pizza.
Oh, so like the classic Hawaiian pizza, pineapple and ham. Yeah. I can.
Extra cheese. No, just gotta have that in there.
I can relate to that.
Oh my god.
So it's looking like they're, due to some of these technical issues, going to be, at least for the time being, a pull-out from the Toronto Tidepods. Going to be forfeiting this map. So going to be a little bit unfortunate. Was really looking forward to seeing how this played out. But OTM going to be declared the winners off the back of it. So unfortunate to see them go this early, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. Tempers perhaps a little bit high after the way those hero bans worked out. But I can't say I blame them. Again, it's very, very tense games here. So congratulations, OTM. And honestly, we still got to see a full 3 games with kind of a first round or two of Busan. So I'm definitely not too disappointed in the way this gameplay went. It was looking very back and forth, and I think that Toronto Tidepods definitely had the chance to give OTM a run for their money.
Oh yeah, very much was a back and forth, but yeah, it does suck that they're pulling out. But yep, we will be getting a interview coming in here shortly. Don't know who we're gonna be getting, but you know.
Yeah. Aries gonna be asking a few questions, grilling the player as usual. Looks like it's going to be Bach6 coming in here in just a little bit. And Aries, for me, can you ask at least one question about pizza or sandwiches? I'll let you decide the topic, but just in my spirit, do it for me.
Oh, here's a good one. Is a calzone a pizza, or is it a sandwich?
I like that. I think we should take that to box 6 for the official ruling.
A calzone's definitely a pizza, but just folded in half.
But is it though? Because sometimes there's not sauce on the calzone. And
But
then
you don't
like,
slice bread.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Wait, you don't slice bread?
Wait.
Well,
What?
like it doesn't have sliced bread. It's like one piece of
Oh,
bread.
oh, I see. I see.
It'd be closer to a wrap than a sandwich.
I can relate to that. I can respect that answer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, we do have Bach 6 in here for this interview, and congratulations on this one. May have been a tad bit weird one, not going as expected. But how are you feeling after winning it?
Oh, we're feeling great. We're ready to go for the next match. We really put a lot of time into preparing for this sort of match, and we're just excited to be here. You know, having fun. You know, it's kind of difficult when two of your specialists are banned, but sometimes it just be like that.
Yeah.
That's indeed.
What were you guys' thoughts coming out of that first map on Hanamura, going into the tie 5-5, going into the second map?
Well, more than anything, we just wanted to make sure Salt Shaker wasn't on Genji. It was a bit rough, the enemy team was forcing Ooga Booga. We were just kind of like trying to have fun with it, but it's kind of hard to... When they protected Lucio, we knew we were in for a treat, because we knew they were going to be running some sort of comp to get on top of us, so we picked the Pharaoh. But it was Eichenwald third map?
Eichenwald, I believe, was the third after Lijiang.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Lijiang was, they played their hearts out. That's, what can I say? They brought the energy to the table that they needed to succeed.
Yeah, very much. And what do you think was, what pushed you forward into winning that Eichenwald game?
They couldn't deal with my Pharah. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I was popping off. You guys saw me in the kill feed on the Doomfist, locking the J Silly, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was seeing you there a little bit, popping off on that Doomfist, and it was looking very, very spicy from you, might I add. But
Yeah.
Congratulations to OTM Esports for winning it right now and moving on to the next part of the tournament. Sorry to see the Toronto Tidepods leave, but very congratulations to you guys, and what a hard-fought match it was.
No, thank you. Thank you guys for hosting the tournament, and thank you for having us there. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
problem.
It was a ball. And folks, for those of you who have been paying attention to our broadcast today, we are just getting the MVP votes tallied up. We did end a little bit sooner than expected, so I'm sure we might have some last-minute people punching in their votes. I'm just waiting from my producer to hear the official word. But that being said, man, I'm kind of disappointed the way things turned out, because I think this could have been like the first 6-game series that I was going to see in my entire career here.
Oh,
Yeah, it would have been very nice.
Do I leave?
No, you can absolutely stick around and hang out with us, as it were, in the casting booth. You're more than welcome, my friend. That being said, we are about to head out here. Just have to announce our MVP for the match. Is going to be Razor for OTM. I'm thinking a lot of people liked the Bastion play. I think people just like seeing stuff that broke up Goat's comp a little bit. But congratulations. Yeah, I know that guy. I know that guy.
I'm gonna go play RuneScape later.
All right. So congratulations to Razor, to OTM, and thank you, viewers, for coming out and hanging with us for another night here at the Overwatch Watchers Brawl. For your casting entertainment, I have been Sir Waltham. Catch me on Twitter, Sir Waltham Gaming, on Twitch at Sir Waltham. I'm streaming tomorrow.
Yep, and I have been Aries. You can catch me on Instagram, Aries_S. And of course, we have our lovely NA producer, Refuse, who puts this all together for us to all enjoy and watch it together. He's been great great producing, I would presume, because what I've seen from streams, he's been awesome at it. And we have been the Watchers Overwatch, and this has been another production by us, and I hope that you enjoyed it.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a great night and stay safe out there.
Adios, amigos.